Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning into the video, and what I got for you today is going to be a ZOROARK Glaceon deck. So if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you do want to see the list at any time, it is at the beginning of the video. But yeah, so we're going to be starting this off, of course, with a 4-1 4-line of ZOROARK, 4GX, one with the stand-in. I'm going to talk about the one with stand-in first. As stand-in pretty much allows you to promote it from your bench to the active spot, and then Mind Jack 10 and then 30 for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. It's a one prize attacker, and to be honest with you guys, I love this card. It can dish out a ton of damage. It can one shot, and you only lose one prize whenever it's knocked out, so it's just really good. And then we got ZOROARK GX. This, of course, has trade. You can discard a card from your hand and draw 2. And then we have Righteous Beating for 20 for each of your opponent or each of your Pokemon you have in play. Excuse me. And we can't use Trickster GX with this deck, so I'm not really going to worry about it too much. But as you guys know, ZOROARK is a very popular card. That's why decks like Buzzwole, Lycanroc, and such has risen in popularity, and that's why Buzzwole is so good, is because of how popular and how good this card is. I mean, literally, this thing can be paired with anything, and it'll be pretty solid. But so yeah, we're running a 4-1-4 line of it, 4 Zorua, 4 ZOROARK, and 1 ZOROARK with stand-in. But anyway, so this is what I'm comfortable with. I like having the 4GX because, of course, they're very solid attackers. And then you got this bad boy right here who can be slapped down. And if your opponent has a full bench and you throw a choice band on there, you're pretty much threatening a one-shot, which is really nice. But trade is just going to allow you to kind of get through your deck a little faster, and you can discard cards you just don't need. You can get stuff out of your hands, that way you won't be drawing into them. Like if you get end or something, it's just really helpful. And ZOROARK, of course, is a really awesome card. I like ZOROARK. I think it's a cool Pokemon, and it's really awesome that they gave it another good card. But today, its partner is going to be Glaceon from Ultra Prism. We run a 3-2 line of it. The reason why I went with 3 EV is just, you have that possibility of just throwing down EV, maximizing your bench damage, and of course we run the Puzzle of Times in here, so that way you can probably get back Glaceon or something like that. But so yeah, Energy Evolution Eevee, throw a Water Energy on here. You can go, oh look, my little 60 HP Eevee just became a 200 HP Glaceon that can shut off abilities on GX and EXs. So that's pretty cool. But Glaceon has Freezing Gaze. I said glaze. I'm fat, thinking about ham. But anyway, so what this does is, as long as Glaceon is your active Pokemon, Freezing Gaze is going to shut off Pokemon EX and Pokemon GX's abilities. And then it has Frost Bullet, which is pretty much Umbreon's attack, the GX. It has a 90-30, so you can do 90 to active and 30 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And then Polar Spear GX is going to be the GX attack. This is actually pretty sweet. It does 50 for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So pretty much if you're able to, I don't know, hit with that, or just hit with like 30, and you can throw a choice band on there, just whatever, as long as they have damage on it. Polar Spear is threatening a lot of damage, and it's really nice. But yeah, this is going to be able to shut off stuff like, of course, Tapu Lele's Wonder Tag, ZOROARK's Trade, Lycanroc's Bloodthirsty Eyes, which is really nice. That's pretty cool. It can shut off Volcanion's Steam Up, which is really cool. So yeah, Glaceon's a pretty solid card. I mean, it's just, it's a little annoying, especially the fact that you can just turn one into it, so that's really nice. Like if you go first, if you get like a turn where you get like a Bridget and like a Water Energy, something like that, it's pretty nice, because just if you go first in general and you get the Glaceon out with Energy Evolution, your opponent goes, granted, Bridget has increased in popularity, more decks are playing more copies of it, generally just a ZOROARK list, but they can't just Tapu Lele for the Bridget or the supporter, or just whatever play they might be going for, which is really nice. And I noticed that, and that definitely really sucks. I've faced off against it, and that's really screwed me up before. So I have to play another supporter, or I have to play my hand differently. And that's just, it can be really brutal. Glaceon is definitely a pretty solid card, I think, and definitely a card that I'm going to be trying to get more copies of in the future in real life, so that way I can work on some more decks. So yeah, there's that. And then we're going to route the Pokemon with 3 Tapu Lele GX. Of course, this has Wonder Tag, allows you to search your deck for a supporter card and put it in your hand. And then it has Energy Drive 20 for each energy on both defending Pokemon. So that's pretty nice. Pretty solid attacker and pretty good card to not only just sit on the bench and allow you to do more damage with Righteous Beating, but it can allow you to set up to get that going, which is really nice. Now, For the supporters, these are the ones I've kind of been tweaking a little bit, trying to see what I like, and I'll kind of get to those here in a second. Yeah, okay. I thought they were in order. Alright, so starting off, we got 3 Bridget with this list. I have been switching back and forth, like I'll run 2 Bridget, 3 Sycamore, or I'll run 3 Bridget, 2 Sycamore. I've been going back and forth to see which one I like. Realistically, I would like to have a 3-3, but yeah. Anyway, so getting to Bridget here first. Bridget's really good with Zoroark. It is like the supporter. Pretty much your games are going to be depicted on whether or not you open with Bridget. And of course, I want to run 4, but you know, this deck was just like one of those things where I couldn't. There's just too much stuff that I like in this deck, and so pretty much these 6 cards along with the 4 Ultra Ball is my way of trying to open Bridget, because if Zoroark can open with Bridget, its games usually go a little more smoothly, but if they don't open with Bridget, of course the games can be a little more hectic, and Bridget just allows you to search your deck for 3 Pokemon that are not an EX and put them on your bench, basic anyway. And so that'll just help you out. Of course, that has perfect synergy with Righteous Beating, and that's like the key play to open with. Next up, of course, we've got Sycamore. I don't really need to go too much into detail on this card here. We also have 3 Cynthia along with 2 N. What is playing in the background? God damn it, that scared me. Good God, that scared me. Alrighty. I gotta regain for a second. That scared me. Holy hell. Okay, getting back to what I was saying. Alright, so I got 3 Cynthia, 2 N, and these are just kind of like the refresher cards here. I'm running 3 Cynthia because I love 3 Cynthia, and 2 N just because, well, this guarantees me a consistent 6 cards, whereas throughout the game this number can change, and so this is really nice. But something I want to kind of add in here, I did run Cyrus in my original list, but I did not like it. If you want to run Cyrus, run Cyrus. I personally did not like it. I felt like I could commit that spot to something else that I would prefer, and that's kind of what I went with. But yeah, I just didn't run Cyrus with this deck. I just couldn't. Alright, next up we have 3 Guzma. I don't really need to go too much into detail. Well, this one can one-shot. Yeah. Homie here can one-shot, but generally this Zoroark can't one-shot. But it's pretty much you 2-shot with this deck. Same thing goes with Glaceon if you're using the 90-30 attack. Guzma is really nice just so you can bring up stuff off the bench. Also, if you guys do face off against Glaceon, Guzma is a way for you to get around this. It has to be your active, so you can literally just Guzma around Glaceon and start using your abilities, which is pretty handy. But yeah, Guzma's just in here, 3 of them, so that way you can bring up something off the bench that you might have hit, and you can just finish it off. And then we're going to round out the deck with 2 Acerolas, so that way you can pick up your cards and deny your opponent some prizes, get some damage off the board, and just things like that. Acerola is a pretty solid card. Alright, next up we have the trainers. We've got 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Puzzle of Time, 3 Aqua Patch. I'm going to kind of leave those to the side. And then we've got 2 Choice Band, 1 Float Stone, 2 Enhanced Hammer. We've got 1 Fill Blower, 1 Special Charge, 1 Rescue Stretcher, and yeah, that's pretty much the trainer lineup there. The Puzzle of Time, I love them. Just you play 2 of them at the same time, and you can get something out of your discard pile. So like you can grab like a DCE and something else. It's just really nice. The Special Charge can also help you get your special energies back. And then you can play 1 Puzzle at a time, so that way you can kind of rearrange the top 3 cards of your hand, which is really nice. That can help out with trade. Like you can put the 2 best cards on top and then draw into them and trade, which is really nice. Ultra Ball, this is going to help you search out your Pokemon. Like I said, it's going to help with that turn 1 Bridget start. The Choice Bands are going to allow you to hit a little harder. The Float Stone's just in here, so that way you can just kind of throw it down and just kind of, have a Pokemon on there that just has free retreat, which is really nice. And then the Rescue Stretcher, I like having a Rescue Stretcher in my decks just so I can get some Pokemon back. I don't want to completely rely on Puzzle of Time. There it is. I got it. I don't want to completely rely on Puzzle of Time to get my stuff back, so I like the Rescue Stretcher. The Fill Blower, that's in here just to discard some tools. That's pretty handy. And then Enhanced Hammer was an addition that I put in here to kind of have an answer for Garchomp Lucario is a very, very annoying deck that is on the rise, and it's not very hard to put together and build. For me, it's hard to build. Everyone else, it does not seem to be hard to build. But anyway, you can discard the DCs off of them, which is really handy. That's why those are in here, just to kind of answer that. And on top of that, discarding energy is fun. It's awesome, and I love it. Alrighty, so the Aqua Patches. So our energy count is going to be 4 DCE and 5 water energy. There you go, 5 water energy. So the cool thing about this is you can use trade to discard a water energy. And then boom, that will activate this. So you can play down Aqua Patch, so you can grab that water energy and throw it on your Glaceon. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Generally when I play this deck, the 2 main cards that I discard throughout games are going to be water energy and Bridget. Because basically after turn 1, if my deck's liking me, I don't really need to have multiple Bridget, so I can just discard these. And then the water energies, of course, I can discard because I can just get them back with Aqua Patch, which is really nice. So yeah. And then, of course, the DCs are so you can attack. But as far as this deck goes, it's fun. I've just been messing around with it. I've been changing it up a lot, just kind of seeing what I like. I'll probably keep tweaking it online, but I just wanted to go ahead and just share what I have for you guys right now. But yeah, this deck's very, very changeable. You guys can just kind of go mess with it. I mean, there's some stuff in here like the one-ofs and such can be messed around with. Of course, you got the one-of Fill Blower, you got the one-of Rescue Stretcher, the one-of Floatstone and such. But these are really nice. These actually help out a lot against Garchomp Lucario. It's very helpful. That deck is definitely going to be a problem, and one that I got to learn how to play against because it is going to be everywhere. So I mean, like, this deck can be pretty fun. For me, in like the early days, it was like pretty frustrating because I was just opening really bad with it, and I had to keep, you know, kind of changing some stuff up, kind of upping the consistency with it. Hence the reason why I pretty much kind of went back and forth with my Sycamore and Bridget count. But still, nonetheless, I mean, as long as you guys can hit good on trade, that's very helpful. Just get it set up, and then Glaceon, of course, can hit stuff on the bench and kind of slow your opponent down and set up some like knockouts for Righteous Beating, which is pretty good. But yeah, I definitely wanted to make something with Glaceon and Zoroark, so I decided to throw this together. So if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I do appreciate you guys checking out the video, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. And I'll have some more deck profiles for you soon. I'm actually about to build another deck for League tomorrow, or I mean Saturday. So that way I can kind of test around with it with some other people and get that thing ready to go, so that way I can upload a video on that one. But yeah, I do have this built online, so I can keep testing it and see what I want to do to it. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video, you know what to do. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being awesome. I love you, and I'll catch you in the next video.